Okay. Okay, welcome to Dave's Life Over 70. And I don't have an indication. Oh well, we'll just carry on. This is my Microsoft Flight Simulator 2, 2020 that is. And this is an ercoup ER415, which I actually have flown. Got about 50 hours in it. Don't like that. Okay, we're on an RNAV approach for CY00 Oshawa, runway 30. Now the ercoup doesn't come with a there were no autopilots when these were made. I think this one was made in 47. Anyways, as you can see here, I'm approaching the well, if it was an ILS, it would be the localizer. They don't call it that in RNAV. And any second it will start to turn to the runway heading. There she goes. Don't mind the pauses. It's I have Microsoft Flight Simulator running in the background, so my poor little computer is a little slow. Now I have three screens. On my left screen, oh, you just saw that. That was the what I can see in the left screen. There we go. I'm bringing it over so you can see it. There we are, approaching map or map app, whatever it's called. And once we get to it, I will activate the approach function in the autopilot. And I purchased the what's this thing called? Navigraph, which gives me charts for all the airports, well, most of the airports in the world. So we enter the approach at it's off the screen anyways, and that you come in at 2100 and you continue at that altitude until you reach map app or map app. I don't know which one it is. Okay, now I'm going to come up and hit that button. There, I just hit it. The light comes on. Now you can tell that we're on it just says GP for glide path. It's glide path as opposed to glide slope, because I have to control the throttles, because I don't have an auto throttle. Oh, what was the other difference? There is a difference between glide slope and glide path, and I heard it yesterday and I promptly forgot what the difference is. Essentially, though, it does the same thing. So we are on course, and as soon as we pass map app, you'll notice that I don't know what I'm doing there. Oh, I was mentioning that the ercoup doesn't have rudder pedals. Okay. The airport's there, I think. We'll see it better in a few seconds. Now you notice in this screen, this wasn't here before, it is now. That's your glide path, or glide slope. Glide path in this case. I assume if I was on ILS, that would say instead of... Thank
Clear
you.
to land
Most
runway
cooperative.
30 Erco 578.
Okay, so we are now on autopilot on, and we have captured the glide slope. And you can see the VSI showing various rates of descent. And somewhere in there is the runway. It'll clear up. I'm just blown away with the graphical quality that I saw when I was flying this thing in the simulator. It's almost like you're really there. It doesn't show up right now on the screen. I don't know if it'll show up on the video I'm making, but when you're actually in the simulator, it shows very clearly. Like, you know, you can see individual backyards and everything. Okay, I think I'm going in a little fast. Where's Myers? Oh yeah, 90 miles an hour. I don't know if you'll see it. There's the throttle. I'm blithering away right now. See, I made this recording thinking the mic was working, but it wasn't. There we go. And there's the runway. You can see it now. Runway in sight. We're still coming in a little hot. I'll notice that in a few seconds. How come that doesn't work? Oh, because we're recording, okay. Now the runway's really clear. Now, this works really well with the 150, the 172, the 182, the Cessna Caravan, just about every other airplane I have in my livery. But with the ercoup, it's kind of off to the right. There, I just decreased my speed, I think. Yeah, you see the speed coming down. At this point, I am not controlling the aircraft other than the throttle. See, the graphic quality even on this screen is starting to improve. These are not actual houses, by the way. Microsoft, their map program, I forget what, Bing, Microsoft Bing's maps, that ding ding was the autopilot disconnecting, and there's a little, it always does that when you disconnect the autopilot. You got to be ready for it. It scared the crap out of me one time. And see, I'm having to turn onto the runway heading because I knew there was going to be it's like almost like there's a sudden crosswind, but it isn't. It's idiosyncrasy of the simulator program. There's the windsock, and it's straight down the runway, so I don't know why I kept blowing to the right. Well, it's Microsoft. What can you expect? Okay, I got back on runway heading.
Erco 578 turn next
I'm on
taxiway.
there. I just landed.
578 turn next taxiway.
I wondered why he said that when I thought I didn't even realize I had touched down. It was such a, considering all the jerking around the software was doing. Now I'm controlling the rudder and the nose wheel with the column,
Erco 578,
There's
turn
the-
next taxiway. Erco 578, turn next taxiway.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. I can't turn it till I get there, thank you. You can turn these, the taxi path things off in the configuration part of the flight simulator. And I'm gonna take the first exit just to shut that guy.
578, turn next taxiway.
Yeah. Don't you wish you could say that? Oops. Brakes are pretty touchy, so I didn't intend to stop, but I did.
Erco 578, contact ground on 118.4. 578, contact ground on 118.4.
118 for Erco 578.
Now
Goodbye.
on my right screen is a panel that allows me to
Ground Erco
Do what I
Charlie
just
Sierra
did.
Kilo 578 taxi to parking.
Erco Charlie Sierra Kilo 578, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Charlie Delta Tree.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Charlie Delta Tree Erco 578.
There, I was trying to turn it with the rudder pedals. I forgot for a second that this doesn't have rudder pedals. Actually, this is a really nice little airplane, built in the 40s. Basically, it was supposed to be the safest airplane in the air, and at the time, I think it was. It's virtually impossible to stall. However, if you just keep pulling up and no power, it'll eventually go into a mush, which is kind of nose high but not climbing but descending. You can stall it, and if you're in a power on situation, which isn't good because there's no rudder pedals, if you went into a spin, I don't know what would happen. Okay, I will go inside. I've chopped the mixture to full lean, turned off the gas supply. Now I'm going to use my button box to turn off all the switches. So you see, normally you would use your mouse to do that, or if you have a touch screen you can touch it, but I have a button box because I don't have a touch screen.